Hello everyone. I welcome all of you to this presentation. Now we will begin a study about those thinkers and philosophers who contributed in the field of educational philosophy. This presentation is related to Plato, a Greek philosopher, disciple of Socrates and teacher of Aristotle. Plato was a great philosopher of all times. His views are important not only in the field of education but for all branches of knowledge like politics, literature, society, etc. Here we will study about his contribution in the field of educational philosophy. Plato was born in 428 BC in a respectable family in Athens. He was an aristocratic not only by birth but also by his tendencies. He had a great love for literature and politics. He read Homer, wrote many poems, and was greatly influenced by Greek philosophers like Heraclitus, Pythagoras, and Socrates. He was also a sportsman of high quality and took part in politics as well. It is said that he was the real representative of Greece. At the age of 20, he came in contact with Socrates and lived with him until his death. Plato worshipped him like a god, the deity of knowledge. It was because of this he left Athens on Socrates' death, as he could not bear the shock which he received on Socrates' death. He developed a deep hatred for Greece men. For 10 years, he roamed about in various countries and returned to Athens at the age of 40. To put his ideas into practice, he opened a school in 386 BC known as the Academy, and those very ideas were collected in his book, The Republic. Plato wrote about 400 books, but only 9 are available to us. All his books are written in a dialogue form, in which Socrates is the preacher who reflects on various aspects of life. Significant books in the fields of education are the following: The Republic, it contains the conception of an ideal state and discourse on the nature of justice. Laws provides clarification and certain elaboration on certain portions of the Republic. Protagoras deals with the ideas of Socrates, and Symposium contains his views on truth, beauty, and goodness. Now, before moving on to Plato's contribution to educational philosophy, let us throw light on his epistemology. According to Plato, there are three sources of knowledge. Knowledge acquired through sense organs. It is not permanent, it is unreal. Whatever we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch, or perceive through our sense organs, is not eternal, as it keep on changing. Knowledge acquired through individual opinion. It is neither real nor permanent, as opinion may vary according to the circumstances and situations. It may be correct at one time and may prove to be wrong in other situations. Third is the knowledge acquired through reason and wisdom. According to Plato, it is a real knowledge. It is permanent. Such knowledge does not change with sense impressions or opinion of others, but remains unchangeable and universal. According to Plato, this reason is latent in the child even at the time of birth, and later, with education, it is realized. Now, let us begin with Plato's contribution in the field of educational philosophy. Here are the principles of education laid down by Plato. He promotes education for all. He advocated universal and compulsory education long before, and we are discussing it now in the 21st century. A continuous lifelong education. Plato's education plan extends up to 50 years of age, encouraging people towards lifelong education. Justice is the basis of education. According to Plato, when knowledge, patience, and self restraint are harmonized in man, he achieves the virtue of justice. This sense of justice promotes a man to make human welfare as his aim of life. This virtue of justice lies at the very foundation of Plato's system of education. selective public education. Plato talks about selective public education. Those who are virtuous should be polished and encouraged to achieve the highest level. Education should be state controlled. It is the duty of the state to provide education. At that time, uh, the state was indifferent towards education. In Plato's view, it is only state which can make life of an individual ideal and perfect. He talks of overall development of personality to suit the needs of the state. It is the duty of every individual to live and die for it. States should prepare ideal citizen. Duty of the state is to make ideal citizens. And morality is the backbone of education. He laid down the plan of education based on moral virtues. This is how Plato defines education. Education consists of giving to the body and soul all the perfection of which they are susceptible. Plato advocates development of the body as well as the soul. That is, he wants overall development of the personality. He sees virtues and moral ideals in the form of qualities of the soul. And wisdom is the highest virtue. Plato wants that through education, virtues to be realized to their ultimate perfection. Aims of education according to Plato. Through education, Plato wanted to realize both his moral and political aims. He wanted to develop good administrators and soldiers for the state. During Plato's time, the condition of Athens was miserable, so he wanted education to serve as a means of the progress of the state. He advocated to develop the qualities of good citizenship such as reason, tolerance, cooperation, courage, and military training among individuals, among students. According to Plato, there are two forms of education: education that makes one efficient in his daily activities, and the other which makes man worthy of state service. And he says that the first form is of low quality, of low level, as such an education does not develop wisdom, and man is drifted away from the virtue of justice. True education creates virtues which develop an individual into an ideal state. States for development of body as well as the soul. Plato believed in an education which provides perfection not only of the body but of the soul as well. Cultivation of the virtues of truth, beauty, and goodness. According to Plato, truth, beauty, and goodness are the eternal qualities of God, and God is the ultimate truth. So, education to equip children to appreciate beauty in whatever form and pattern it is seen. For higher level, he states that education should aim at search for truth. Plato provides for a very extensive and elaborate program of education. His program of education can be divided into various stages from birth to 6 years. Emphasis is on physical education. It is a stage where healthy habits are to be formed. Children should not be frightened at this stage. And love for national culture and tradition should be developed through stories. And when they reach the age of 3, music, poetry, and dance should be introduced. Military training may be started at this level. They should be given religious education as well. And they should not be told immoral stories or should not be made to experience immoral events at this stage. From the age of 6 to 13 years, education through games is advocated. More of reading, writing, singing, dancing, and recitation of poems should be there, and arithmetic, geometry, and religious principles should be taught. From 13 to 16 years, religious hymns and national songs should be taught, and concept of arithmetic and science should be taught so as to strengthen their power of reasoning. From 16 to 20 years, special emphasis should be given on physical education and military training, such as use of weapons, horse riding, military skills, etc. At the age of 20, there will be an elimination test, and those who prove to be worthy of it, the worthy students may be selected for 10 years of study of science. At the age of 30, when they reach the age of 30, there would be another elimination test, and those who survive will become officers, and they should be taught philosophy, logic, ethics, psychology, and epistemology. And at the age of 35 to 50 years of age, after 35 years of age, able officers shall be promoted to superior cadre, and they should be retired after 50 years. And above 50 years, after retirement, a man should engage himself in search of truth and should make his life purposeful in this way. Teaching methods in the light of Plato's philosophy. Plato advocated different teaching methods at different education level. At elementary level, he states for playway method and storytelling method. Plato suggested that the natural faculties and interest of the child must be taken into consideration, and without this, education cannot prove to be very effective. He feels that pleasure that play inculcates in children has a great importance in education. If education could be imparted through this pleasure, its effect is sure to be lasting and useful. And through storytelling is advocated just to generate in people, in students, love for their culture and tradition. At higher education level, he advocates that students should be trained in thinking and theorizing. They should be taught to reason well, to analyze the facts so as to reach the ultimate truth. Nature of discipline according to Plato. Plato advocates for self-discipline. Man should learn to master his emotions. He should be self-disciplined. He was against the use of force in education. In the words of Plato, knowledge which is obtained under compulsion obtains a hold on the mind. Education of women. Plato believed that educated mothers can rear up good citizens, so he was a great supporter of women education. Women education should be same as that of men. He advocated no discrimination in it. Similar to those of men, women should be given physical training, taught music, and trained for battlefields and art of war. And he believed in development of both body and soul of women. Analyzing Plato's system of education, there are certain limitations which can be pointed out. Plato places too much emphasis on state controlled education, ignoring the role of family, community, neighborhood, and society in child's development. He lays emphasis on education of the ruler class only. Plato believes in selective public education, emphasizing the education of the ruler class, philosophers, administrators, but does not lay any scheme of education for the artisans and working men. Individual development sacrificed at the cost of state. Plato believed in providing one education to all, that is, developing them into good citizens, ignoring individual differences of the students. This lack of coordination in rights and duties. Plato talks of duties of the citizens without giving much right to them. No special provision for women education. Plato advocates similar education for both men and women. He ignores their different temperament, their different interest and attitude, ignores effective domain of education system, no provision for the cultivation of heart. Plato mostly emphasizes On the intellectual aspect, he talks of teaching of mathematics, arithmetic, logic, and does not emphasize much on developing of feelings and emotions. So these are the limitations of Plato's concept of education. Though Plato's ideas and philosophy did not lay any impact on the education system of his time, his principles are of great value and have influenced the education system of many centuries. His ideas acquaint us with high ideals. He emphasizes on the purposiveness of life and put forward loftier aims. Life of man is too precious to be wasted in eating, drinking, and merrymaking. It has higher aims, and that is to understand the truth of existence. His approach is holistic. He emphasizes both on the development of the body and the soul. He lays down an education system which is based on moral virtues, reason, justice, law, and believes in providing equal opportunity to all, which is the demand of all society. Such an education system will create ideal individuals and ideal society. Centuries have passed, but even today, Plato's philosophical ideals are relevant in a society and are cherished and implemented at different level. Now we end up keep learning. Thank you for watching.